Betting stuff.
Nope. No ka-chow.
You're not going to
Alex
ka-chow?
No ka-chow. We did
Don't
not
know if
earn a
there's
ka-chow.
much
We
reason.
did not earn a ka-chow.
Now we're going to go through that, painful as it may be, in our recap. Today is Tuesday, December 30th. It's our last episode of 2025. I might not make it to 2026 after this past week in the road to 272 bets. There is a downed tree that is probably measuring at least 5 foot across that fell on the road for me. I have no idea how Alex did this week, but I know that this is
Not well.
So
This-
figuratively, not literally.
no, figuratively, there's a huge ash tree sitting there blocking the path for me to get to next week's bets. But alas, I have trudged on. I have made the bets for next week, and
Whoa.
we'll hear them shortly.
Because we had, I don't know if you guys had it, but we had like 60-mile-an-hour winds all day yesterday. So like trees
It was
down.
rough. Hard out
I'm
there in the
like,
street.
yeah, that could easily have happened. So hopefully not.
This is Sports Stuff Betting Stuff, the number one sports betting podcast coming out of the Sports Stuff with Jim and Muff Enterprise. I am your host and the original degenerate, Muff.
Hello, Muff.
Little muff.
Joined alongside the Ohio Homer, the Ohio Degenerate, and the capo of the Midwest Crack House, Jim.
Hello, friends.
James. Another half of the original degenerate crew, our resident medical degenerate, Alex.
That's me.
And just another degenerate from Cleveland, Nemi.
Just here to support Jim as always. OH.
IO.
All right, before we get anything else, remind all of our listeners, the loyal listeners and the new listeners, that our exclusive betting app is FanDuel.
FanDuel.
FanDuel?
FanDuel?
Generous donation from me to FanDuel over the past week. You're welcome. Hopefully this props up your profits for this year, and maybe you give me a little something back at the beginning of 2026. We can only hope.
Maybe.
And guiding all of us along our journeys, hoping to get that extra edge on the sports books, we all have our totems, our tokens, our items of good luck. This week, let us start the introductions with Nemi.
Well, it wasn't looking good, but today might have helped some of my best bets last week. So we're still gonna stick with the first place softball trophy. It's kept me around 500 all year, and I'm gonna make sure the base is nice and tight because we need a big week, and we're gonna get a big week.
All right, next, let's go to Alex.
I have my green flag still. I think since we didn't have a real show this week, I will call it my green flag of fantasy football victory and not betting victory.
Fair enough. That was much. There's some excitement with the green flag of fantasy football victory. Thank you, Alex. I will go next. I have my Sugarlands hat. Last week, I introduced a potential additional item of good luck in my Andrew shirt. That did not work at all because I know there was discussion if things went well, would I wear it again? And the answer was I would. Guess what, boys? Things went terribly, terribly wrong. So the Andrew shirt did not make another appearance.
Tough.
And last, Jim.
My 3 golden coins. My genie lamp. And the Ohio State hat with the state of the Ohio on the brim.
A little too many D's in there, I think.
Yeah,
You got
there
a
were a
little-
lot of D's, and I got the happy.
Got the happy. Well, watch out. Say it too much, and the Ohio State trademark bandits are going to come find you.
It might.
They most certainly might. How this works for everybody, we'll go over last week's best bets, our specialty picks, and then we'll go over everything else again leading up to the games over the next week in the NFL and in college football. Before we get any of that, though, Nemi, you are running a bowl confidence pool, and I'm curious how that's going and if there are any loyal listeners that we've acquired through this, or if anybody you want to shout out for doing really well, or maybe that is in the bottom right now and needs a little pick me up.
I can I don't think we've gained any followers from it, but there was 20 people in this pool, and we can go through how everyone in here is currently doing. Mind you, there's still a lot of games to be played, and it's confidence points, which means if you saved all your points till the end, you still have a lot of time to make up a lot of ground. I'm in 9th place currently. Let's see here. Which is like obviously middle of the pack. Alex is in 10th, so nice.
I
Little
am.
bunched
Coming
up
for
right
ya.
there. Muff is in 6th, and Jim is in 18th. So that's me and Jim have the same record, 17 and 12, but I have a lot more points. So again, anything can happen. If you look at the max points, like who can get the most, I have the most out of the group with I'm an 8th, and I can get 923. So
How many
We'll
points
see.
can I get here, Nemi?
how many points did you get on Illinois? Is that what you're asking, Jim?
How many can I get moving forward?
Oh, max. Let's see. Max, you can do. You're 16th in max, 872.
Think I'm done, boys. Think I'm done.
Yep, we can see what maybe, but hey, like I was telling you before the show, you can make pivots. You could take Miami to win this week if you wanted to for a good amount of points. When you know everyone's going to have Ohio State as 9.5 point favorites, and maybe you can do a little personal hedge. You know,
I'm gonna let it ride.
all right, fair enough.
Let God
Little
sort it out.
switcheroo on that. All right, so before we get into last week's, well, actually, we're gonna get into it. Last week's best bets. Before we do that, real quick, want to know if there's any fantasy football champions amongst the group today. If you have won a fantasy football championship this year, raise your hand. Say aye.
Hey.
Aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Alex
I
got
have.
lucky in the semis.
What if you're profitable through your 4 fantasy leagues? Because I came in 2nd and 3rd. I had a most points in a league, and I won a highest week point total twice. So I won money in fantasy, but I didn't win a league.
I'll
Can
let
I
it.
raise my hand?
You can raise your hand as a valuable investor in your fantasy football.
ROI.
Raise your hand if you just suck and didn't win anything.
What if you got lucky? And won?
Raise your hand if you suck and didn't win anything.
Fantasy football is entirely luck almost at all times, Jim.
Got lucky.
So Alex beat Jim. Is that what I got out of this?
In the
Yes,
semis, yeah.
Alex did beat Jim in the semifinals, and then Alex beat Keith in the finals. Those are 2 very solid victories in my mind, morally.
Solid.
Oh, Keith was the number 1 overall seed going in, so
Yeah, that was a
Alex
solid
took him
victory.
down. All right.
Can we just
all right,
say
let's-
in the fantasy football in the sports stuff with Jim and Muff fantasy football? 4
What?
of us? No, wait, Muff. Yeah, you were in the finals, weren't you, Muff?
I have been.
No, this year.
No, it was me.
Only one of us was in the finals this year in the
The
in
top
the fantasy
4,
football.
Muff. The top 4.
It was me, Keith, you, and was it Moff? Did you play Keith in the semis?
No, it was Nate.
Nate.
Oh,
so it
yes,
was
yes.
3 of the 4 of us were in the final 4.
We
the
know
show.
ball.
Well, good news is, Jim, I made a significant amount of money in the league that I won.
You did.
So
You did.
I feel good about this.
Yeah.
I feel good about where my my time was spent
I'm
there.
just saying, like the podcasters, like it's proven that we might know something.
Something.
We are the.
I
guru
feel like we should wait to declare that on a better betting week.
I was about
Hey,
to say.
I'm over 500. I can still. I feel good. I feel like we know what we're doing in some areas.
All right, let's go to last week's breakdown of our best bets. We'll start with Nemi, who's currently the leader in the clubhouse with a game going on.
All right. Well, I would say there's now never say never, but there's like a 90% chance Illinois will cover the plus 2.5 as they're going in to score to possibly win the game. So I'm going to currently count that as a win, but you should never, ever do that in the gambling world until the game is over. Jim, what have we learned about
We learned the
that?
lessons from 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Don't
I'm just,
take
okay.
it back.
All right, I take it back. Anyway, it looks good, but I'm currently 2-5 on the week, being 500, so we'll take it. Lost under Packers Ravens. Lost Panthers plus 7.5. Lost the Raiders minus 1.5. I didn't know all those guys weren't going to play when the show was done, so little asterisk on that one. Browns over 34.5. Can't wait to talk about that one later. 49ers lost, and then I won San Diego State plus 3.5. Got lucky there. Won Louisiana Tech minus 8.5, and hopefully going to win Illinois plus 2.5. So might get to 3 and 5 on the week. Still not too great, but will still be over 500.
All right, next we have Jim, 1 and 3 with one sitting there, potentially going to be a winner.
I lost my NFL bets. Lost the Lions minus 7.5 with the Vikings. Lost the Bears plus 3 with the 49ers. Lost the Jags game. But I hit the Minnesota game against New Mexico. And I may or may not, whatever the gods decide, win the Illinois game.
So the gods are in control of that game, but you would like to be given some credit for having some knowledge in betting.
Right now, remember, 2 weeks ago I cursed us, and I'm not trying to tempt them. With
Fair enough.
minute 56 to go, and we're sitting on the 15.
To be fair, you cursed it in like the third quarter.
Yeah.
Not like 2 minutes left.
Well,
So a little bit of a difference here.
let's just say I'm trying to learn my lesson.
That's fair.
Wow.
That's
Living you learn.
Good job learning from your mistakes.
Thank you.
There we go. All right, Alex next.
I did terrible this week. 1 and 4. Kind of doing terrible overall this year. 48 and 55 with a 466 winning percentage. My only win was the Bengals minus 7 versus the Cardinals. I lost UNLV minus 4.5 versus Ohio. Cal minus 1.5 versus Hawaii. BYU minus 4.5 versus Georgia Tech. That one hurt. Bears plus 2.5 at the 49ers.
That one did hurt.
Bears was close. BYU was close. Cal Hawaii was close. But you don't get prizes for close.
We do not. I brought up the rear this week. I was 1 and 6, bringing my overall record to 57 and 69 for a 452 winning percentage. I lost many games that have been lost by others. Pitt not covering, BYU not covering, Lions not covering. My sole win was the Bengals covering against the Cardinals. Jags not covering, the Titans not squeaking anything out. I had them plus 3 versus the Saints. That's a loss. And the Eagles, Bills deciding that neither team could play offense, did not go over 44.5. Brings us to our specialty picks, starting first with the Mike Allstott hit stick pick of the week.
Pow, 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 pow.
We were on a run, but we lost this past week. We had the Jags cover 6.5 at the Colts.
Oh, they jumped. I'm sorry.
Brings the hit stick pick to 10 and 8 for the season. In the game going on right now, we are waiting for the swift kick to the Killer Crab Dick risky pick of the week.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
We have Illinois as moneyline dogs as we're recording, taking on Tennessee. Under 2 minutes left in the game. I'm sure that if I were to look at a sports book right now, the line is closed and it is a 90+% chance to win. Let's hope.
I'm not even going to say anything.
I wouldn't say that.
I'm sure that that's objectively true.
Yeah.
You know what? I could look right now, and I'll let you know.
Well, the line might not be closed because of where Illinois is on the field. But if you look up something,
you're probably right.
The line is currently closed. Yes.
Okay. So take that for
But
what you will.
if Illinois only gets a field goal, Tennessee could go get a field goal back and win the game. So the plus 2.5 though should be very, very likely. The straight up thing could be a little coin flip.
Right.
So
That's
we'll
where I'm saying this one is tight.
Okay. I'm not going to say
and they
anything.
could also miss a 20-yard field goal.
Right.
I've seen it 100 times.
Yeah, that's where I was like, that's not a for sure thing.
Tennessee Tennessee's 5-1 live if anyone would like to bet that. So
yeah, I'm not. In the Buddy Lay parlay,
Yippee.
we lost.
Yeah.
The hit stick pick lost, which automatically took it out. And we had a Minnesota to cover, which I believe was Jim. The Bengals to cover, which I forget who that was. That may have been me. And then we
Yeah.
lost the Bears plus the points. And then USC minus 6.5 was in there. Is that a you pick, Nemi?
Yeah, that's me. That's coming up. That
Right,
line
which
moved.
is later
so-
tonight, but doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't matter if it moved because it's what we locked it in at.
No, I'm saying I got a bad line, so not
You
great.
got a
It's
bad
like
line.
4.5 now or something.
Gotcha. And Jim's Super Dog,
Super duper.
Super.
not so super duper this week.
No.
Took the Panthers. Money line is the Dogs, the Super Dogs, and that did not pan out. Next to some marathon action here in the road to 272 picks. I've got to imagine Alex gets to go before me today. Yes.
Yeah, I do, but not because I did super great.
Well, Alex, tell everybody because while you didn't do super great, I had an all-time bad week. So how about it?
Oh
So we will just say that I was minus 4.67 units this week. Unfortunately, that did drop me down. My overall now is minus 4.842 units. So it started as a positive until week 16 is now steadily declining. My overall record now is 111, 110, and 3. I did have another push this week in the Cowboys game. So
All right. Well, I finally regret it, Jim. It is regrettable that I have taken on this endeavor. Week 17 in the road to 272 bets, I went 2-14, down 12.11 units.
That's bad. 2-14.
Yeah. Coin flips. I couldn't even win coin flips at a reasonable rate this week. That brings my overall record to 126-30. I am now down 15.57 units.
That's
So
rough.
Sometimes the chips don't fall your way, Moff. Sometimes it happens.
that the chips didn't fall anywhere in my direction. They didn't just go back into the dealer's chip rack. They went back to the vault to the casino.
Muff
Well, did you
actually got
see a
handcuffed.
trend?
Muff
Like,
got
were you doing
handcuffed and
something wrong?
escorted out.
No. They gave me a reward on the way out. They said, "Oh yeah, come back. Here's $25 free to the blackjack table or the slots or whatever." Like they gave me something on the way out because of how I did this week.
Did you notice a trend of something you were doing wrong?
Yeah,
Picking
it's
the
that
wrong team
shirt.
to win.
The shirt apparently. There was
Like,
nothing different that I've done week to week. I think I was on the wrong side locking in my bets early on some of the injury designations and some of the teams sitting players out. So if there's anything I learned from this is wait till the last minute in the last 2 weeks of the season to lock in bets until you have all the information.
Yep, that's fair.
I'm
Did you have a lot
I'm
of
just going to
overs
say
and
that may have
unders?
put me closer to 500 for the week. I'm not going to say it would have put me over, but I may have been in a better spot.
What about like overs, unders? Were you doing too many of those?
No. Similar thoughts, similar teams and trends that I've been following throughout the season that should not have been impacted by anything that happened this week. All right, before we get into this week's NFL games, a little bit of a lead off here going into it. Just a little bit of understanding of the current playoff pictures in both the AFC and NFC. In the AFC, teams that are in: Broncos, Texans, Jags, Patriots, Bills, Chargers. We have 6 of the 7 teams in. Of those teams in, the Broncos can clinch the number 1 seed with a win or losses by both the Patriots and the Jaguars. So that is their path, is a win and number 1 seed. The Texans can clinch the AFC South with a win and a Jags loss.
I think. Are you sure on that? Like, did you look at that today?
I looked at that today.
Because I thought they. What week are we in? 17.
This is final week.
18.
This is week 18.
Because I thought they had to. If they lost in 17, if the Jags lost in 17, and the Texans win this week, they clinch.
But the
Find
Jags,
something.
Jags won though.
Did they win?
Yeah,
Yeah, they just
So
didn't
they just-
cover.
they
So
won by
didn't
like
cover.
5 or
That's what-
something.
Okay, that's where my confusion is.
All right. The Jags can clinch the number 1 seed with a win and a Broncos loss and a Patriots loss. They can clinch the AFC South with a win or tie or a Texans loss
God.
or tie. The Patriots can clinch the number one seed with a win and a Broncos loss.
We just hit the
And
risky pick.
Oh, winner. Illinois.
Well,
winner.
I haven't seen the kick. I'm behind. Hey, we just hit the risky pick.
And then in the AFC, the last playoff spot will be decided in Sunday night primetime football as the Steelers take on the Ravens, with the winner taking the AFC North. If there is a tie, the Steelers will take the AFC North in that most unlikely situation. So that's the AFC playoff picture to put maybe some scope to your considerations in the NFL betting. In the NFC, teams that are in are Eagle, Bears, Packers, Seahawks, 49ers, Rams. Again, 6 locked in. We are waiting for the winner of the NFC South to get this last playoff spot. The Panthers can clinch the NFC South with a win or tie or a Saints loss. The 49ers can clinch the NFC number 1 seed in NFC West with a win versus the Seahawks. And the Seahawks clinch the NFC number 1 seed in the NFC West with a win or a tie. And then we've got the NFC South. The Bucks can get in with a win and a Falcons loss. So a lot happening in NFC South here to round out Week 18 in the NFL.
I would like to say that with that Illinois win, I overtook Nemi in the bowl pick'em. I am now 9th, and he's 10th.
You must have had Illinois for a decent chunk. I think I only had them.
I did.
15. Well, some bitch.
So, okay. While this is going on, Jim, are you changing? What numbers are you changing? Because this needs to be understood that you're just going here all willy-nilly. Huh?
My numbers.
Did you change your overall record?
Yes. Why are you questioning?
Did you change? Because I see things changing, but I don't see everything changing all at once.
I changed my numbers, Moff.
I did not change my numbers, Muff. I just put W, so I'll let you handle that so I don't mess it up.
I did the math. I included the ties. I did everything right. What's the problem?
When you start messing with the math, sometimes the math goes in your favor.
Would you like to check my math?
I can check it next
Rain
week,
Man?
Jim.
No, I would like you to check my math now, Rain Man. We're live on YouTube. You question my integrity.
It's not your
Is there a
integrity.
good reason for that, Alex?
Yes, there is a good reason
I
for this.
want to check.
5:33. Okay, Jim, if you're going to make me do this, I'm going to do it the whole way. So why don't you start talking about the NFL, Jim?
All right, first up in the NFL, Panthers at the Bucks. Bucks -3, over under 44.5. Rico Dowdle needs 7 scrimmage yards for $1 million and 1 TD for $250K. Who we got? First up, Nemi, what do you think?
For Rico Dowdle? Well, the fact that he's questionable. Wait, what?
What do you think about the game? What do you think about him hitting his bonuses?
Well, Rico Dowdle is day-to-day with an ankle injury, so I would assume he gives it a go because $1 million is a lot of money. So, and it's a big a big game for them to get in the playoffs. So I assume he goes, but he is currently banged up. I think the Bucks have been one of the worst teams in NFL the last 5 weeks. Baker's been terrible. They've just been really bad. Panthers just had a pretty bad loss. I think they bounced back. 3 though, 3's tough. I might take +3, but I think the Panthers get it done. They have a better defense, and Baker's seeing ghosts out there right now.
Alex, how do you feel about that?
Road to 272. I'm taking Panthers money line.
Muff, would you like to comment? Or are you still doing math?
I'm also taking the Panthers money line through 272. I just think, as Nemi said, that the Bucks are trending in a bad direction, and I don't see much changing between now and then. The Panthers, I think, with or without Dowdle, I think they can run the ball down the Bucks' throat, and I think they dominate time of possession and just put themselves in position to win this game.
Now, let me finish the math.
Math checks out, buddy.
Yes.
Were you worried that it wouldn't? Is that why you're so excited that you did math correctly?
I wanted validation. That's what I wanted.
All right, next on Saturday football in the NFL, we have the Seahawks there by 1.5 at the 49ers. This game does have implications. Over under 49.5. Some of the incentives on the line: Sam Darnold, 150 passing yards for $500K. And if he gets 3 passing touchdowns, he gets another $500K. Juwan Jennings needs 7 receptions for, you heard this right and are going to read this right, a $666,000 $666,000 bonus.
Huh. Who wrote that contract?
Somebody, I don't know. And also, Deebo Samuel needs 93 receiving yards for $200K and 2 touchdowns for another $250K. So you've got a lot on the receiving side for the 49ers.
Isn't Deebo on the Commanders?
Did I just totally put that in the wrong spot?
He used to be on the 49ers. Yeah,
I did. I put it in the wrong spot. Oh, buddy.
I'm just here to check. You're checking Jim's math. I'm just says support human. I got to check your stuff too, Moff. I just got to. But you do spend a lot of time on this, so I'm not critiquing. I'll just make correcting. That's all.
All right. Seahawks are by 1.5 here. How are we feeling, Alex?
I'm torn on this one. I don't know if I want to take the money line or the over here. 49ers money line, or the over for the road to 272.
I'm 100% going 49ers money line in the road to 272. 49ers have been playing well. The Seahawks have been hit and miss for the last 5 or 6 weeks. I think the 49ers are just primed at this point. Yes, they've had some injuries, but they continue just to put themselves in positions to win, and I'm going to stay with the 49ers this week. Jim?
I would go the opposite way if I had to. I would go the Seahawks.
Demi?
Yeah, I think I'm on the Seahawks. The 49ers defense, I just do not trust. They've been kind of getting 49ers being carried by Brock Purdy. Kittle is still kind of banged up. Will he be back? I'm not sure. I just really don't like the 49ers defense. Sam Darnold likes to tear up bad passing defenses, so I think he is a little bit more successful than he was last week against Carolina, who's got a tough pass defense. So I think the Seahawks beat them, but I'd probably take money line. But for our stuff, I'll obviously take the 1.5.
All right, so I have a question. Brock Purdy, 49ers offense. Brock Purdy doesn't miss time or misses one game this year. Is he in the MVP discussion?
If he's playing the way he's playing now, obviously, yes. But he's been his whole career, he's been kind of hit or miss. He's gone through ups and downs, but right now he's been cooking. So I guess I don't know how to answer your question, but if he's playing like he is now and he's been doing it all year, then absolutely. Yeah.
Well, let's put it this way. If he didn't miss that time this season, do you think – I'm not saying he'd play like he has been the past 2 or 3 weeks, but if he just had serviceable games during that time and they're winning more, is he in that conversation?
Who's in the running?
It's like Stafford and isn't it someone new now? Stafford lost it out. There's somebody else that took the lead. Stafford didn't play well
on the odds. Stafford didn't play well, but Drake May. Drake
May is the new favorite, actually. Drake May. Yep.
Right. Which is, I mean, I've seen a lot of the, right, why does one game in week 17 for Matthew Stafford take him out when Drake May has been playing against they have like the worst strength of schedule in the league, and the Rams have one of the top strengths of schedules in the league. Why does one game in week 17 automatically put Matthew Stafford like on a downturn for this?
Okay, well, same thing happened in the Heisman in college football. Fernando Mendoza made one throw back of the end zone, and all of a sudden he flipped to minus 4,000 Heisman. Like, I don't know, shit's stupid. It's always recency bias, in my opinion.
Fair enough. All right, next into Sunday NFL football, the Falcons favored by 3, taking on the Saints. Falcons at home, over under 43.5. Jim?
I don't know why I wouldn't hammer the Falcons -3. Like, am I an idiot if I don't?
I'm not going to say you're an idiot. I mean, That's the coin flip. Is the Falcons -3, the Saints +3? The Saints have been playing better.
Are
Tyler
you,
Shuck
are you
is
trying to go against the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year favorite and Tyler Shuck?
The Falcons
He's
have
been-
also been playing well, right?
He's
Am I wrong?
Shuck's been very good. So, the Falcons all year, they lay duds. They play well when they're not supposed to. Then they lay duds and they play well when they're not supposed to. I feel like they just played well when they're not supposed to. So I would have some hesitation backing them here, but I guess they could still win their division. I believe somehow they need losses from people, but
they need a lot to happen all at once.
yeah, they could though. So, but I'll probably stay away. So.
Yeah,
right.
I like the Falcons here.
Yeah, I'm also going to be on the Falcons to cover. I think Falcons just have a good enough defense to, I want to say, shut Tyler Shuck down, but just to slow them down a little bit. Give me Kirk Cousins in Week 18. Why not? Browns at the Bengals. Bengals favored by 7.5, over under 44.5. Some incentives on the line here. Chase Brown needs 53 rushing yards for his first 1,000-yard rushing season. I guess there's no incentives here. There's achievement. And Myles Garrett obviously needs 1 sack for the single-season sack record.
So, will the Bengals cheat like the Steelers did and do anything at all costs to keep that sack from happening?
What are you talking about?
There was reports.
Oh my gosh!
Wow, reports. Who reported this, Jim? Who reported this? Was it Cam Newton?
Cite your sources.
Was it Cam Newton who said Myles Garrett should be the MVP of the NFL this season?
I saw this as well.
Cite your sources.
Mind you, I think Miles said it, and then I think maybe some other people said it, that the Steelers lost because all they tried to do was focus on Miles, and they lost focus on everything else at hand, and it made them play like poop. That's what he's saying. He was being double and triple teamed and didn't care about anyone else, and that's why they lost. That's what he was saying.
So the guy who didn't get the sack record is saying that the only reason that he didn't was because that's the Steelers purposefully lost the game
No.
stop him.
Not purposefully lost the game. They game planned so much on Miles that it made them lose the game because
that's not cheating though.
Everything else.
There was a directive out there
that's not cheating.
There's no cheating.
Yeah. So take the cheating word out of your mouth, Jim.
Yeah, I didn't hear cheating
out there. That by hook or crook, hold, gouge, pinch, bite, whatever, you are not to let Myles Garrett have that sack.
Okay. Did they get called for penalties?
Look, we know the league's rigged.
Then it wasn't cheating.
We don't know that. You believe that, Jim. We do not know that.
To be fair, Alex, I'm not saying they cheated or anything. I'm just saying they game planned so much for Miles it took attention off of everything else.
To be fair, it was about the same. It was pretty much the same game plan that they used when they beat the Browns earlier in the year. So I don't think we can say that contributed to the loss. Maybe it was no
don't let them back our quarterback.
No Darnell Washington who got hurt earlier in the game. Right? There are a lot of contributing factors to this, and I do not think that refusing to take a sack for lost yardage is a reason that the Steelers lost.
Holding, stealing, biting, cheating.
Hey, Jim, do you know the other difference? Do you know the other difference, Jim, between the last time the Steelers played where they won and this time when they didn't win? Do you know who the quarterback for the Browns was?
The difference, bud?
Shedeur. He wasn't very good. But anyway, and we'll move on. Wins a win and we'll move on.
He wasn't very good. All right, Cowboys favored by 4 now. I'm taking the Bengals to cover there.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bengals too. It's probably bad.
All right. Mute yourself, damn it. Cowboys minus 4.5 at the Giants, over under 52.5.
Cowboys.
Okay, yeah, the Giants are usually really good at tanking, so they need to lose and the Raiders need to win, and I think they get the first pick. So something tells me the Raiders might screw themselves up and actually win that game, but just a weird feeling. But
yeah, I'm gonna take Cowboys to cover all day here. Yeah. Jim,
I agree.
I can't breathe.
Okay. Thumbs up or thumbs down? Do you have a Cowboys cover? Thumbs up. Got it. All right. Next, we have the Vikings favored by 5.5, hosting the Packers, over under 36.5. Achievement opportunity here. Justin Jefferson needs 53 receiving yards to continue the streak to start his career of 1,000 yards receiving. Only because there's a 17th game. Is this even on the table for him this year?
Yeah.
I don't know what the weather is. Wait, Minnesota's outside.
Dome.
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 Don't
Never
matter.
mind. Packers are outside though.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I mixed the two. This is a regular issue for me. I'm going with the over here. I was going with the over either way, but
Packers are playing for absolutely nothing and resting all of their guys after they just got their shit kicked in by Derrick Henry on last weekend.
Is Love out too?
100%.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't think they're playing any of their guys. I don't.
All I care is if Malik Willis is playing or not.
Yeah, I think so. To me, so the Vikings had a bad year. They still have all their guys intact. Their head coach is still there. Jefferson wants yards. McCarthy's not going to give up. He's Mr. like play till the last whistle. I think the Vikings beat him up here like some nasty like 28-7 game or something where the Packers just don't give a shit and don't care if they wipe them off the floor. So I think I'm going to have the Vikings in my best bets for sure. And it's at home, so I like that.
For the road to 272, I'm the other side of that. I'm going to take the Packers plus the points. Malik Willis is playing. He's going to be doing everything he can because he's looking for a contract next year.
That's fair.
He's looking to be a starter somewhere. Even with probably the guys that he throws passes to every day in practice is who he's going to be playing with. So I'm going to say there's some chemistry there, and they do just enough, and the Vikings are going to Viking this one. Yeah. Once Justin Jefferson gets that 1,000 yards, does he care? I don't know if he cares once he gets to 1,000.
5.5 is a lot of points for a team that actually is not getting good.
Alex, you said you're going with the over?
yeah, I'm going to go with the over here. Over 36.5.
All right. Texans here by 10.5 hosting the Colts. Over under 39.5.
Give me the Texans.
I'm also going to be looking at the Texans to cover. I haven't seen this one way or the other. Is the starting quarterback been announced for Indianapolis?
Yeah. Riley Leonard.
That's what I thought. So give me that even more now.
That's why I was going that way.
Jim?
Riley Leonard.
I look at the over.
Nemi?
So the Houston stuff, it only matters if the Jaguars lose, I believe. So like, what if it's at halftime and the Jaguars are up like 21-3 on the Titans or something? They might pull their starters because the Texans then can't win the division, but they're in the playoffs. So they could take their foot off the gas. So I'm not touching this. I'm not really too sure what's going to happen, but I'd probably lean Texans.
All right. Next, we have the Jags here by 11.5 hosting the Titans. Over under 47.5. We already know that the Jags are playing for something. For the Titans, though, Tony Pollard needs 66 rushing yards for $250K. And if he gets 2 touchdowns, he gets another $200K. Alex.
Give me the Jags.
The Drags. Jim.
Yeah, that spread's high, but if I had to, I'd take the Jags.
Nemi.
Yeah, Titans have been playing a little bit better recently. Big game for the Jags. They need to win the division. So probably take the Jags. Trevor Lawrence has been really good, but I'm not going to have it in the best bet.
Yeah, I'm also on the Jags to cover in the road to 272. While the Titans may have been playing better, they did not do anything for me last week against the Saints, and I can't expect that the Jags are worse than the Saints right now, especially when the Jags are motivated to do something here. Chiefs favored by 5.5 at the Raiders, over under 36.5. I was wondering if this was a mistype when I saw it, but Kareem Hunt, 31 scrimmage yards for $25K. I looked at it 2 or 3 times and I could not find anything differently. And I was like, why would they even put this in what I was reading? So it may be $250K, but I could not find information to disprove the $25K.
Yeah,
I don't even know.
What kind of contract is Kareem Hunt on? Like a vet minimum thing? I remember when the Browns signed him, it was for like not much money. So maybe it is 25. I don't know.
It might be. I'll share my thoughts first here. Don't care about this game. Just give me the under 36.5. Two teams that are just trying to get to the end of the game and go on vacation.
I'm going to go with the Chiefs minus 5.5. And that's more of a Chiefs wanting to end on a moral victory. So
Yep.
maybe kind of pushing a little more for this win than the Raiders. I think the Raiders are, tanking might be good for them. But I think the Chiefs aren't really in that position to tank. They aren't in a position to gain anything. So they might just go for the moral win.
So,
All right, other thoughts here?
something tells me the Raiders are going to screw up and win this game. It would be so Raiders for them to do that, and the Giants get the first overall pick. But I don't think I'm going to put my money behind it because there's no reason to bet a Chiefs-Raiders meaningless football game where both teams have lost 5+ in a row, so I'm not going to do that.
All right. Jim, you have any additional thoughts?
I agree with Alex completely.
All right.
That's
Next, we have the Bears favored by 2.5, hosting the Lions over under 49.5. Nothing on the
I
line
lean the
here.
Bears.
So the Bears are in the playoffs but can't move up. They're just kind of playing for seeding, but they can't get a bye or anything, right? They're automatically – I don't know. I'm not really too sure who's playing for what in this game.
They
But
could jockey for position within like the 2 through 7, but
the
they
Lions are
cannot
eliminated.
get that bye. Yeah, the Lions are eliminated.
Yeah, Bears seem like a team that wouldn't want the Lions to beat them, so maybe they try hard and win the game. But another one I'm not going to touch.
Yeah, this is one of the ones I was wrestling with, and I'm just going to pray for points in this one. Give me the over. Alex?
Yeah, I'm leaning the over with you there for the same reason.
Yep. Broncos favored by 11.5, hosting the Chargers over under 36.5. Incentive alert here. Keenan Allen needs 6 receptions for $750K and 9 receiving yards for $250K and 2 receiving touchdowns for $250K. So there's $1.25 million potentially on the line for Keenan Allen in this game. Broncos obviously looking to play for the number 1 seed potentially here. Yeah, Chargers not playing well. That offensive line looks like Joe Burrow from 2 years ago. Offensive line. Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow may not make it to year 8 in their careers.
Yep, all correct statements. Chargers aren't playing for anything really. I think they're resting guys. Broncos need to win, so yeah, I would say Broncos if anything, but I don't think I'll be touching it like the others.
Alex?
I think I'm going to go with the over here.
Jim?
For the super dog, I lean the Chargers.
All right. I'm with Alex. I'm going to go with the over here. Maybe some garbage time touchdowns at the end of this game, even if the game is shirred up. Next, we have the Pats favored by 10.5, hosting the Dolphins over under 45.5. A couple incentive options here. Hunter Henry needs 5 receptions for $250K, and Stephon Diggs needs 8 receptions for $500K. And he also needs a little bit of legal advice, given some things that have been reported within the past 24 hours.
Is he gonna play?
What do you even do? Like, do the team just let it go and he just plays, or like, what are they?
I think
supposed
at
to
this
do?
point, these are allegations, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. So I think theoretically you can continue to play as long as there are allegations and there's not been a settlement or anything else. So I think that's
But if
usually how
he's
the NFL
charged
handles
with
it.
something, then you have to pull him, but you can't have him play. Like if he's actually like charged with some assault, like they'll pull him, or you have to wait till.
I think they handle that case by case. Once there's a
Okay,
charge, what is the charge? How
Majority.
malicious? Like what's the context of it? This one, I think that if there's an official charge, I think they probably would pull him.
Yeah, the word strangulation is not great. So
Yeah, it was like his
he's
former
probably in
chef.
yeah, he's probably in some shit. That would hurt their playoff chances, that's for sure. Or their chances in the playoffs, that's for sure.
All right. Thoughts on the game? Let's start with Nemi.
Yeah. I'd assume Diggs plays, but who knows? Dolphins. I don't think the Dolphins have been bad. Like they're like not Quinn Ewers has been okay. He's been serviceable. Waddle got hurt again. I don't know. I think the Dolphins might hang around here, but depends on weather. Alex we were talking about weather earlier. In New England in January could be really bad. Dolphins don't really like playing in that shit, so I checked the weather, but no best bets for me today on that game.
All right, Alex.
Give me the Pats.
Yeah, I'm also with the Pats to cover. Jim?
This is one
of your favorite teams to bet on.
I know. I'm debating real hard on the Pats. But it's either take the Pats or stay away.
All right. Eagles fair by 6.5 hosting the Commanders.
Bum.
Over under 41.5. Some incentives here. Saquon Barkley needs 87 scrimmage yards for $250K. And a callback put into the correct spot. Deebo Samuel needs 93 receiving yards for $200K and 2 touchdowns for another $250K.
Eagles are resting starters. Saw that. So that would have me lean Commanders, but that team's so bad. I don't even know who's even playing quarterback for the Commanders. I think Mariota got hurt. Or Johnson. I don't even know, but
yeah, Johnson was. I just don't know if Mariota is going to come back for this one.
I don't know. Kind of again, one of those too gross for me to put my hard-earned coin on. So I'm going to probably stay away.
All right, I'm going to go with the Eagles to cover. Alex?
I'm also with the Eagles to cover.
Any thoughts, Jim?
I'm leaning the Eagles to cover.
All right, Rams favored by 7.5 hosting the Cards over under 45.5. No incentives here. No incentives here. How are we feeling about this one? I'll start out. I'm going to go with the Rams to cover in this one. Rams to cover the 7.5 at home. Alex?
I'm with you there. Rams cover. I think the Cardinals stink.
Yeah, they do. Nemi?
I think I lean the over maybe. But I don't have much thoughts on that one.
All right, Jim?
I don't have much thoughts on it either.
All right, Bills favored by 7.5 hosting the Jets over under 38.5. For the Bills incentives here, Dawson Knox needs 7 receiving yards for 100K and 1 touchdown for 100K. So let's give him 1 catch for 10 yards and a touchdown. Call it good.
Yeah, he should get that. Kincaid's been out, still out.
Mm-hmm.
Bills are much better when Kincaid plays, and he hasn't been. So, yeah, I'd probably lean maybe the under. Both these teams, I don't think the Bills are playing for much, and the Jets obviously are tanking. So, yeah, maybe the under.
I'd say the Bills find a way to not squeak this one out, but cover the 7.5. Give me the Bills. Alex?
I'm with you there.
Jim?
I'm hammering the Bills.
All right, and in Sunday night primetime football, which means we will not be recording on Sunday night, just so we're clear. Ravens favored by 3.5, traveling to Pittsburgh, take on the Steelers over under 41.5. Alex?
Does this mean anything for anybody?
Provide some keys to victory here, Alex.
Keys to victory?
The AFC North.
Keys to victory. Play defense.
Keys to victory. Don't block one person with 3 guys.
Yeah, play defense. It sucks not having DK Metcalf. Obviously, I understand why he's punished. So I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it sucks not to have him. I think we lose Darnell Washington with a broken arm. So I think we're gonna have to make work what we can, and I think honestly our defense is gonna have to be big.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. Force a turnover to who's going to start at quarterback for the Ravens is a question, right? It's going to be Snoop Huntley. It's going to be Lamar Jackson. This year, Lamar Jackson has been playing hurt much of the year. I think the Ravens have looked better with Snoop Huntley, but in a 1-game winner take the division situation, I think Lamar Jackson would look different. I think he would play differently than he has the rest of the season. Key to victory for me is, can Steelers wide receivers get 6+ receptions? If that can happen, Steelers have an opportunity to win. If they're relying on Kenneth Gainwell and the tight ends to carry the load, we're going to see a bunch of what we saw last week against the Browns.
Yeah, I can dig that.
So the Steelers can't do much on offense, right? There's probably not much going to change with no Metcalf. So you got to think that their offense doesn't succeed very well. To stop if it's Snoop Huntley, to stop the Ravens, you literally just need to stop Derrick Henry and stop the run game. I feel like an under should be cold, a little chilly in Pittsburgh. I feel like an under is in play here.
An under certainly is in play here. I will 100% agree with that. I'm going to go on the Steelers money line. It's fully a fanboy pick.
Homer pick.
I want to bet it. I want to bet it into being.
I'm going to go with the under.
Right.
I agree with Nemi.
Yeah, you're going to be looking at probably about 30 degrees, partly cloudy skies. So it's not going to be bitterly cold, but not warm either.
Yep.
Jim, any thoughts here?
I don't give a shit.
Good talk.
AFC North Championship guy doesn't give a shit.
Well, that means that no matter what happens, you're not allowed to even talk about the game because you don't give a shit.
Yeah, that's true.
I won't say a word. You have my word. I won't say shit about this game.
Okay. All right, moving to the college football world, starting Wednesday, tomorrow. I'm just going to go through these games. If anybody has any thoughts, have at it. Wednesday, we have Iowa taking on Vandy. Vandy favored by 5.5, over under 46.5.
Give me Vandy.
I will say both these teams are fully healthy. Let me rephrase that. Both these teams are supposedly at full strength, where most of their teams are playing. And Iowa doesn't lay down in bowl games. Diego's not going to lay down in bowl games, wants to prove the haters. So I'm leaning an over. It's weird, Iowa game over 46.5, but I feel like Diego pushes the pace. And Iowa just scored 40 points their last game. So I'm leaning the over, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm going to stay away from this one. No thoughts here, Alex?
Not for betting purposes, but I am rooting for Iowa.
All right, next we have Arizona State taking on Duke. Duke favored by 3.5, over under 49.5. The ACC champs are here. Give me Duke to cover. It's going to be a best bet. I want to toss that in there just as an extension of what they did to end their regular season.
Yep, I'll do the same. I think Darian Mensah, best player on the field probably on both sides of the ball, playing quarterback. Whether he cares or not, I don't know, but he'll be playing. And Arizona State, a lot of guys in the portal. They're kind of rebuild some stuff there. I'd take Duke.
All right, Alex, Jim?
Nope. I would lean with you, but not a best bet.
Yeah.
All right, Texas favored by 6.5, taking on Michigan, over under 48.5.
I'm taking Texas.
Is that a spite pick?
I've read some stuff that says that Michigan actually cares about this game and they're hyped for it. If that's the case, I can see them being a little bit live. Texas had a very disappointing season. Michigan's had a lot of distractions, so maybe they try to use that as fuel to the fire to say, it's not, fuck all those distractions. It's about us, and, try to ride some kind of momentum with the new interim coach. I can kind of see Michigan hanging around because what does Texas have to prove here? Their goals at the beginning of the season were not to play Michigan in the Orlando Bowl or whatever they're playing. So I think Michigan, I'm a little intrigued about Michigan here.
I'm also going to be looking at Texas to cover. Alex?
I don't have leaning one way or the other.
All right, Utah favored by 14.5 against Nebraska, over under 51.5.
Gun to my head, I take Nebraska. It's in the running for the money line dog, super dog.
Shuba duba.
I don't have much thoughts on this.
I have zero thoughts here. I don't have any lean. No idea what's going on in Utah's program at the moment with
they lost their
departure of Whittingham.
Right. Yeah.
If you let me finish the sentence, with the departure of Whittingham.
Yeah. Let's say Nebraska has their head coach and Utah doesn't. So maybe Nebraska pulls it off.
Maybe.
14.5.
All right. Yeah. And New Year's Eve, college football playoff football. We have Miami, Florida taking on Ohio State. Ohio State favored by 9.5, over under 41.5. Take it away, Ohio Homers.
I'm waiting on the line to move.
Okay. Well, how do you feel about the game, Jim?
I'm not going to say a word
Do you
Why is
give a
that?
shit about it?
because I think Miami has done enough talking, and my goal is to not talk shit at all. I'm taking the stance on this game that I'm not going to talk shit.
So I have one thing here. So, like, would you say Miami is like top three, top three talented team Ohio State has played all year, most likely? Would you agree?
No.
Okay. Well, I think that they are.
Do you
But
think, Demi, that
I
that
do.
is the case?
talent wise, yes, I do. This thing that scares me, Indiana is very talented, so that's one. And then
Top 2 or 3, is that what you're saying?
yes, like Miami is more talented than Michigan this year.
No.
Yes.
Well, one team's in the playoffs.
So is
the
it
other team's in
coaching
the
then?
Orlando Bowl.
Is you think that Cristobal is that good of a coach?
I think he's better than Sharon Moore. Absolutely.
Okay.
Is he that much better that he's guided a team to the playoff picture versus what happened in Michigan?
Well, we all know Miami got there in a funky way.
They beat Notre Dame.
Congratulations.
And then they won their first round playoff matchup. I don't know what we.
They beat A&M. I'm just saying Carson Beck. He's not great, but he
No.
has been around the block and he's been in big games, and I'm kind of scared. The only reason I'm saying that. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that is a big sticking point for me. I'm wondering how much comfort do they have having Carson Beck, who's already played on this stage.
Yeah, it certainly helps them. But Miami doesn't have like a ton of weapons besides that Tony true freshman. So Ohio State's defense is the best unit in the country by a long shot. So I can see a stalemate. I can see an under here, but with good defenses come turnovers and stuff. So I'm probably not going to play with it, but I am a tad scared if Ohio State can't run the ball.
Do you believe Miami's defense is a good defense?
Yes, I do.
And you think that they can hold the talent level that Ohio State has?
If we can't run the ball and become one-dimensional, I do think that's an issue, yes.
And I think that is the only concern, and that is what I've said amongst my circles, is the play calling. And that is the question mark, because Ryan Day is taking over the play calling.
Yep.
So, question to the group. This doesn't have to be Nemi and Jim. Miami's defensive line, and you can go overall defensive talent compared to Indiana.
Okay.
Better, worse, similar?
Similar.
That is, to me, I'm going to be looking at Miami plus the points. Not that I think Miami pulls an upset, but their defensive line is going to limit the running game. They are going to get in Julian Sands' face, whether or not that translates to sacks. I think that keeps the game close in the fourth quarter. And as has been wont to happen this could be both teams ending up. Field goals could be the difference in the cover, the not cover. And unfortunately for the Ohio State fans, that is a problem. For the cover, not cover. Not for the win, not win to me, but for the cover, not cover.
I guess Ohio. Go ahead, Jim.
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, I guess Ohio State's field goal kicker has been a problem this year. So
this year, because that boy stepped on campus, and then the one before him wasn't great.
Yeah. They got to get it. I guess Brian Hartline should have been recruiting kickers, not receivers.
We have one from the portal we won't use.
That's wild. I didn't know that.
It's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Was Hartline in charge of recruiting kickers?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't understand.
And all in all, I'm a tad scared of this game because if Ohio State can't win the battle at the line of scrimmage, I'm scared. So, but I'm not betting it. So.
To your original question, on paper, I think Indiana, Michigan, and Penn State, talent-wise, have more all-around talent than Miami does.
You have buried Penn State.
That's a bold-faced fucking lie. I've buried one
for
person.
Their talent.
I've buried one person, from Penn State, and I've done it for years.
You were not high on Drew Aller.
I don't think the quarterbacks are fantastic, but I don't think Carson Beck is fantastic.
Sure.
He can be though. He's proven it before. He's just not consistent.
And I
Carson
think
Beck,
Drew
that
Aller
was exactly what I was gonna say.
I think the Penn State quarterbacks can be, but I don't think that their Carson Beck is any better than Drew Aller.
Okay, fair enough. I can get on board with that. All right, moving into New Year's Day. The rest of the college football playoff matchups. We start with Oregon favored by 2.5, taking on Texas Tech over under 51.5. The Big 12 makes it to the party. Alex, how are we feeling about Texas Tech?
I think Texas Tech has it in them. I'm a little nervous just based on like who has Texas Tech played. And admittedly knowing that the Big 12 is not the level of competition of Oregon week in and week out. So I have a little bit of concern when it comes to that. I think that they have the talent and the ability to hang in there. They're just going to have to play a pretty flawless game. So,
All right. Jim Nemi?
I think Oregon rolls, and this is not a knock on the Big 12. This is more of a Dan Lanning has been there, and I think that Oregon is prepared for this game, much like Ohio State. I think much like Georgia, much like Bama, they've been there. They know what they're getting into now, and I think teams like Texas Tech, Indiana, and Ole Miss, and Miami are. I think it's going to be a different show.
Kern Signetti's been there.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's fair. You're right.
Did he just not win a Big Ten championship and was in the playoff last year?
Yeah, I just forgot he was there.
I didn't know that. I'll have to Google him.
Oh, says some jaded Ohio State fans. I'm going to look at the under in the Texas Tech Oregon game. Texas Tech's defense, I think, does translate to containing Oregon. Texas Tech offense, not the best. I'm going to go with the under in this one.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I think that's kind of what I'm getting at. Like, I think that Texas Tech has the talent, especially on defense, to hang. Their offense has to show up as well. So they have to play an all-around game, not just have a good defense.
I think if you smack Oregon's quarterback around, the game changes.
Yep, I echo all of that. All that is correct. I just referred to Ohio State having by far the best defense in the country. My opinion, number 2 is Texas Tech. So that will always be there. Their Texas Tech's best thing is forcing turnovers, though. They have those linebackers to get all those interceptions and stuff. They force a lot of turnovers and fumbles. They're going to need that here because Oregon is tough in the trenches as well. This isn't the normal Oregon 4-2 receivers and 3-9 running backs that fly down the field. This actual team is built in the trenches, and they will pound it down your face. So that'll be a good thing to watch. I think Oregon gets it done, but I can see them winning by 1 or 2 or being a close game. But I think they win the game. They have the coaching advantage. So.
Fair enough.
All right, Bama taking on Indiana. Indiana favored by 7.5, over under 48.5. Thoughts here?
I want to see Bama kick the living dog shit out of Indiana.
Oh, I want to see Indiana roll.
Wow.
Bama.
Nope.
Jim, that's
you can both want these things, and you can't disagree with the other wanting that thing.
I'm not. I want the complete opposite more than I've ever wanted something complete.
Jim, come on now. So you want to hear SEC? It just means more when they beat a Big Ten team.
Sure.
Oh, good.
I want to see Indiana.
All because they beat
SEC SPN Jim. SEC SPN Jim just entered the chat.
You ain't goating me into shit.
Ew. Okay. Well,
I'd have to goat you. You just did it.
So you said you want it more than anything. So would you trade for Ohio State lose if Bama wins?
No.
Okay. Just to
So
not more than anything.
We found the threshold.
Yeah.
Got it. I was just checking.
What's the hatred for Indiana besides the fact that they beat Ohio State?
I'm not gonna go down this rabbit hole live on YouTube. I'll talk to you after the show on my giant theory.
Okay.
And my other contentious outside of the sports show issues I have, but I want to see Bama just destroy them.
All right. Anyway, I don't have a personal take on this game, but I don't think Bama's very good this year. Indiana has lived up to the hype that people think they are. Finally, last year they didn't. This year they seem to be a lot better. They did lose that defensive lineman celebrating at the end of the game
Yeah.
there, so that could be a big deal maybe. But I just don't think Alabama's any good. So I think Indiana grinds them out and they win.
All right. Next we have Georgia favored by 6.5, taking on Ole Miss over under 55.5.
I think
My
I want
heart.
Ole. What?
Go ahead. Go
I think
ahead.
I want Ole Miss to cover here.
My heart agrees with you. My heart wants it so bad.
I don't
Almost
really
as
care
bad as
so
I
much
want
my
Bama
heart.
to win.
It's just what I really think. I'm not even saying necessarily I could see Georgia winning by a field goal, but I think this is a field goal game.
But Ole Miss is sloppy, and Georgia is Georgia. Like, I don't. You got to hope that Georgia plays an off night, and I don't know that they'll do that.
Yeah, I'm not coming with anything hard on this one. I think Georgia wins. I do not feel confident enough to say they cover.
Okay, so one, coaching. Kirby Smart is probably the best in-game adjuster in the nation. Maybe Ryan Day is up there too. He's been pretty good, but I give Kirby Smart a lot of credit. He's unreal, especially at halftime adjustments. And he's going against a guy that I don't think he's ever been involved in that stuff before. So that plays a big role. 6.5 seems a little bit trappy. It's opened at 6.5 and it has not moved. It has not went to 7. It has not went. I haven't seen 6. So the fact that it's just sitting there is a little scary. It'll be a close game, but I think Georgia wins. I just don't know about the 6.5, so I'm going to stay away.
Any other thoughts here?
Nope.
All right, bring us into some other bowls. So I'm just going to rattle these off. If anybody has any opinions, have at it. Texas State favored by 14.5, taking on Rice over into 57.5.
No thoughts.
Navy favored by 7.5, taking on Cincinnati.
America.
Arizona favored by 2.5, taking on SMU.
I'm flirting with this one. I think SMU plus the points looks good.
All right, Mississippi State favored by 3.5, taking on Wake Forest.
Nope.
And
Mississippi State. I think I might take Mississippi State.
all right, and then Illinois State taking on Montana State.
I got nothing on that.
I was going to ask why that's on here. I don't even know what that is.
Is that the
I think we just talked about all of them.
FCS championship?
That's our last ditch effort at college ball until the national.
Well,
championship.
you have the Final Four in the championship.
Let me finish my sentence.
That was fair. I didn't like it, but it was fair.
I'm looking to see what other than that's the FCS championship game. So that's why it made its way into FanDuel. All right, that wraps up our discussion on the NFL and college football, which brings us into our best bets. This week, we start with Nemi.
All right, I think I'm going to go with 5 picks this week, so a little bit less than my 8 last week. I had a couple beverages last week, got a little carried away, so we're gonna reel it. We're gonna reel it back in and try to catch Jim here. We're gonna go with Duke minus 3.5 against Arizona State. We're gonna go with the under in the Arizona SMU game, 52.5. That I don't really have any thought. That's just kind of like a gut feel that game will be slow. Seahawks minus 1.5 at the 49ers. Vikings minus 5.5 at home hosting the Packers, and then the under in the Steelers-Ravens game under 41.5. Hoping that Lamar Jackson doesn't play and it happens what we discussed earlier, and they run the ball at each other all day long.
All right, Jim.
I'm gonna take the Bills minus 7 versus the Jets. I'm gonna take the Pats minus 10.5 at the Dolphins. I'm taking Texas minus 6.5 against Michigan. I'm taking Oregon minus 2.5 Texas Tech. I'm taking Vandy minus 5.5 at Iowa.
All right, Alex.
I will be taking Ole Miss plus 6.5 versus Georgia, Mississippi State minus 3.5 versus Wake Forest, the Bengals minus 7.5 versus the Browns, the Chargers Broncos over 36.5, the Pats minus 10.5 versus the Dolphins, and the Rams minus 7.5 versus the Cards.
All right. I will be taking Duke to cover 3.5, taking on Arizona State in college football. Texas to cover 6.5, taking on Michigan. Miami, Florida plus 9.5, taking on Ohio State. Oregon, Texas Tech under 51.5. 49ers plus 1.5, hosting the Seahawks. Cowboys cover 4.5 of the Giants. Pats to cover 10.5, hosting the Dolphins. Rams to cover 7.5, hosting the Cards. And the Steelers plus the 3.5, hosting the Ravens. Steelers come out victorious and win the North.
Yeah.
All right, brings us to our specialty picks. First, starting with the Mike Allstott hit stick pick of the week.
Pow, 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 pow.
Patriots or Duke? Duke or Patriots?
I'm good with either of those.
Are me and I the only ones on Duke, though? We have 3 on the Patriots.
Has to be Pats then.
Patriots.
All right, we'll be taking the Patriots to cover 10.5, hosting the Dolphins in the Mike Allstott hit stick pick. Next in the Swift kick to the Killer Trav Dick risky pick of the week.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
Looks like Ole Miss is a possibility. The Steelers.
49ers, Ole Miss.
I don't really like the
Panthers.
I have Seahawks. I'd do the Panthers. But does anyone even have that as a best bet?
I don't even think anybody has it on the board.
No, I just have it on the road to 272. I was just looking at this.
I like the Ole Miss game.
Are you using that for something else, Jim?
No, because it's under 7.
I didn't know how you were working that anymore with limited games.
I'm stuck pretty well minus that crazy ass parlay.
Okay. Looking at Ole Miss Steelers. That's about the only ones we have left, right?
I think Ole Miss would be a good one.
I'm fine with that.
6.5 points too. That gets some nice cheese for a risky pick.
True.
It does. All right, Ole Miss.
I don't mind the Steelers one. We just don't know who's playing quarterback, and I feel like I don't know. Like we could do that if you want, but if Lamar's playing quarterback,
I'd rather. What? Ole Miss.
Yeah, I already put it in. It wasn't even a discussion. All right, next in the Belay Parlay.
Yippee!
Yippee!
We got the hit stick pick in, so we have the Patriots. I was worst. I'm going to put in the Cowboys cover 4.5 at the Giants. Alex?
I'm going to put in the Bengals minus 7.5. No, I'm going to go with the Rams. The Rams minus 7.5 versus the Cardinals.
All right. Nemi, you go next, because with that Illinois win, Jim overtook you as the best record for this past week.
Damn, even though I had Illinois too, what are you going to do?
He had less bets, so one win.
Look at
this
that
percentage higher than yours.
Damn alcohol. All right. I'm going to go with the Vikings minus 5.5 against Packers.
All right, Jim.
Give me the Bills. Make it an all NFL. Buddy Lay.
I like it.
It's about all we're going to have left here shortly. Well, I guess we still got a couple more weeks. Bang out some college games if we want. All right, and last in Jim's Super Dog.
Super duper. Make it Nebraska. Money line versus Utah. Big Ten
Right.
undefeated still in the bowls.
They are. All right. Getting on the road to 272. But before we do that, I forgot one thing. The streak has ended.
Oh.
My survivor pick lost. I took the Lions last week as outright winners. They did not win. My pick dies in week 17.
Well done, Muff. Good run.
That was a good run, though.
Good run.
Good run while it was there. All right, let's get into the road to 272 picks, starting this week with Alex.
Yay. All right, so my picks will be Panthers money line at the Bucks, the 49ers money line versus the Seahawks, Falcons -3 versus the Saints, Bengals -7.5 versus the Browns, the Cowboys -4.5 at the Giants, Packers Vikings to go over 36.5, Texans -10.5 versus the Colts, Jags -11.5 versus the Titans, Chiefs -5.5 at the Raiders, Lions Bears to go over 49.5, Chargers Broncos to go over 36.5, Patriots -10.5 versus the Dolphins, Eagles -6.5 versus the Commanders, Rams -7.5 versus the Cardinals, Bills -7.5 versus the Jets, and the Ravens Steelers under 41.5.
All right, and my road to 272 picks. Alex, we realize this completes the road.
This does complete the road. Oh my gosh. And it sucks because I ended up in a hole.
You can still dig yourself out in the last
can.
week. I can. Officially can. Not likely to happen.
If
You
you
gotta
go,
make a hell of a run, don't you?
Huh?
You gotta make a hell of a run for the units.
I would have to be perfect with some moneyline dogs mixed in.
I guess
Not
now's a
fake.
bad time to ask you. But are you going to keep going through the playoffs so you can say you did the whole NFL season?
At this point, why not?
That's true.
Can't get significantly worse.
Well, I didn't know which way it was going to go. If you're like, no, I've done enough, or if you're like, well,
yeah, we'll roll with it. I'll continue on that, Alex, with you.
yeah.
All right, in week 18, my road to 272 NFL bets will complete with Panthers money line at the Bucks, 49ers money line hosting the Seahawks, Falcons -3 hosting the Saints, Bengals -7.5 hosting the Browns, Cowboys to cover 4.5 traveling to take on the Giants, Packers plus the points 5.5 at the Vikings, Texans to cover 10.5 hosting the Colts, Jags to cover 11.5 hosting the Titans, Chiefs Raiders under 36.5, Lions Bears over 49.5. Chargers Broncos over 36.5. Pats to cover 10.5 hosting the Dolphins. Eagles to cover 6.5 hosting the Commanders. Rams to cover 7.5 hosting the Cards. Bills to cover 7.5 hosting the Jets. And the Steelers moneyline dogs in Sunday Night Football to win the NFC North.
I dig it.
Good old
All right,
Steel
gents.
City.
We did it.
We've done
many
it.
more,
We made it to the end of the year.
How many more shows?
We go through Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. Got it.
And then we take a break until March Madness, which
All right.
Jim may not participate.
No,
Jim will not be participating. Nemi, you are welcome to participate with Alex and I.
I do not.
Yeah, I'll. This is about the time I start getting into college basketball. So I'll be running my bracket pool. I do like 4 brackets. Even though brackets are old school, I still enjoy them. And yeah, I'll be around.
Well, just so you know, last year both Alex and I bet every NCAA game as well.
Oh, good Lord. I won't be
in
doing
the whole
that.
tournament.
I don't
The
really
entire
love
tournament.
betting. I don't love betting the tournament, but I like doing brackets. And I do like 4 different brackets and some in here, some here, and get some different like combos. And that helps me like pay attention, make every game matter, at least for the first 2 rounds. So I don't have to bet them all. But I mean, I'd make some bets, but I enjoy the brackets.
Our degeneracy
All
just
right.
keeps continuing.
Do we have any New Year's resolutions for betting?
Win.
Win.
Nah.
Jim, will you be resolved to continue the Big Ten bingo board?
No.
Okay, there's a resolution. Jim will no longer be doing the Big
No
Ten
longer do
bingo
that.
board.
I was thinking like
Alex?
maybe do the top like 10.
Top 10 what?
Like the top 10 every week of who's in the top
Yeah.
10 and bet those
Ranked
games.
teams, top 10 ranked teams. The problem with that is you'll be betting on the same teams every week, and a lot of the times occasionally they play dog shit teams and they're favored by 40, so you run into kind of that. But
Yeah.
I'll
You also
figure
do
it out.
realize that's probably more overall games bet.
I was
Yeah, but at least like I'm not.
I was
betting
gonna
on
say to
Michigan,
just bet
Michigan.
ranked on ranked matchups throughout the year
Oh,
because
yeah,
there's
that's
not
good.
like a ton of those.
That's fair.
Some weeks there could be 3 or 4, some weeks 1, some weeks so
Yeah.
there'd be less games.
All right. Any New Year's resolutions in your betting world?
I don't think so. Just keep on keeping on, and don't bet what you don't have. That's all I got.
All right, Alex.
That's good. I like the don't bet what you don't have. Nope. I'll probably just keep doing what I'm doing. Being a degenerate and
Alright.
hopefully winning more.
That's the one. I will resolve to continue the road to 272 NFL bets next year. I'm a glutton for punishment. I will stay on the road, even if there is a big ash tree in the middle of it. I will climb over that tree, get a chainsaw, get it out of the way, and continue down the path to degenerate NFL betting status.
I will say now I want to do it another year because now I need to like compare. Like, can I get better? Can I get worse?
The answer is yes. You can get better and you can get worse.
Exactly.
All right, that wraps up this week's episode of Sports Stuff Betting Stuff. I think our next episode is likely to be Monday after the NFL regular season wraps up. And then that will be our regular episode, betting episode. Gentlemen, when do we want to do that?
What?
Sometime next week.
When is the betting
We can go
episode?
back. We can
next
probably go
week?
back to Wednesdays if you want. Next Wednesday?
Wednesday?
Yeah, Tuesday doesn't work
Yeah.
too well. Maybe Wednesday.
Alex,
might not be able to
I
do the
feel like
Monday
there's
show.
something going on Wednesday.
There's a basketball game.
Okay.
Yeah,
I could
sorry,
maybe
guys,
do
Wednesday's out.
Tuesday. I could maybe do Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday.
We'll
might
work on it.
All right.
We will at some point surprise you guys with a betting episode.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, until that time, make sure you ring in the new year with a bit of a